Hey guys, Pieguyrulz here, and welcome to the second annual Pieguyrulz Rambles about the Kids' Choice Awards award show. If you're looking for my reaction to the winners, that video will be up soon. It's going to be a separate video, and to be honest with you, I saw the award show, and I don't know who won most things. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. I've got a lot of notes here, did a lot of tweeting, did a lot of notes and all that. I literally just finished watching. If it weren't for the slow internet, this video would be up the night that Kids' Choice Awards happened, but whatever. Alright, so anyway, I really like the intro. They usually do these little mashup things with some artist. I don't know who he was, but he was some song guy. And I don't know, no, he did a good performance. A lot of different people dancing and good spectacle and all that. Perfectly fine. If you don't know me, I'm not into the sports and I'm not into the musics very much, so I don't really know people. When I joke about how I don't know people from the Kids' Choice Awards, like Mark Wahlberg, that's more of a knock at me than anything else. It's not like I'm not saying he's not kid friendly or anything like that. Not that kids wouldn't recognize him. I just don't. Although I did come to find out exactly who Mark Wahlberg is, but we'll get to that. All right, so. So yeah, that intro was pretty cool. LL Cool J, I think that was who it was. Him and someone else go to present an award, and something I don't know, something doesn't go wrong, but for some reason they decided to cover the awards in slime, like when they're pulling them out and opening them up, all slimy, and every single person that has to open up one of these things has a hard time with it. It wasn't really funny. We're just like really awkward because it clearly wasn't like a part of the shtick that they were like, oh, can't open it. It's like, no, this thing is like damp, and they have to unfold it. Anyway, LL Cool J was all like, Jesus Christ, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, live show, and that's probably not the worst thing you could be saying, but I don't really think that's what the Kids' Choice Awards want you to be saying there, guy. So yeah, opening the slimy cards, not a good idea. The set was pretty cool. I really like the set. You know, obviously they got all the screens and stuff in the background, but they had a giant slime river running through it all. Like I will say, if anything, like the slime was up this year. They slimed a lot of people. Slime was covering the awards. Slime was covering the floor. Slime was covering the guests and the celebrities. Slime was covering everything and everyone. So. There's no, you know, not that one year with Jack Black on April Fool's Day when it almost didn't slime. Robin Williams had to come in at the last minute. No. They took care of their slime. That was one thing that I can definitely say they got absolutely right at this KCA's. Although the thing about that is that the whole Mark Wahlberg and his, oh, you can't slime me, haha. Yeah, that got old really fast. You know what the punchline of the joke was, like, the second time he said it, and he just came off as really obnoxious. Like, oh, you can't, I don't know, I'm just too fast to be slimed. I don't know. Like, and they go through that that joke well, like, 4 times, and it gets old. It was old, like, the second time he mentioned it, and, obvious punchline is obvious, but whatever. So we got 20 minutes into the show before the second award was given out. The hour-and-a-half show that it was, 20 minutes in before the second award was announced. So here's why is the Kids' Choice Awards not about awards anymore? Like, listen, I appreciate all the stunts and the musical performances and all that. Like, I do appreciate it. It is a show before anything else, really. But it would still be nice if they got to the awards, like, the biggest problem is that usually they'll do, in recent years, they'll do, like, before a commercial break, they'll just have, like, at the bottom of the screen be like, oh, and SpongeBob won favorite cartoon, oh, and, this game won favorite video game. This time, not even. This time it was like, oh, by the way, go online to see who won this, and this category. If you could tell us that, why couldn't you at least tell us who won? Like, I shouldn't have to go online to find out who won. That's absolutely insane. Like, you're not even gonna tell me who it is in this awards show. Like, it would suck if you would just say it and kind of breeze over it. But at least do that. At least tell us who won. Like, how... At least give us, like, a text scroll at the bottom of the screen. I mean, how botched is that your award show would... I don't even know who won! Like I would say probably something like 10. So probably half of the awards were, like, either given or mentioned. Sometimes they would do the thing that they do where they're like, you know, oh, and... you know, you won favorite movie, and also this person won favorite actor from that movie. Like, they'll just kind of quickly throw in a second award that the same person can represent. But yeah, that's a real problem in your award show. Again, you know, no matter how much, you know, and there was a lot of stuff. There was the, you know, like the 2 musical performances. There was the magic act. There was the slime stunt. There was all the shtick, you know, like, I get it. I get that there's, you know, there's a lot going on in the award show, and, you know, it was an hour and a half. Like, it wasn't, you know, it was lengthy enough. But still, you could devote maybe a few more minutes to actually talking about the awards, even if you're not going to give them out. Although there was a legitimate reason as to why this KCA's didn't have as much time, and I'll get to that. I'm going in order here of my notes here. There was a cool thing when they had favorite female singer. They had, like, celebrities and people on the orange carpet singing the song alongside the actual performer, like when they went to the clip. That was cool. They've been doing cool things like that. Like, I think it was last year where they did the goat thing because of the Taylor Swift song where the goat was baaing over the entire thing. They did some cool things like that. And it was really cool that they did that. Chris Rock came out to give an award, and he said, like, who's excited for Grown Ups 3? And, like, it cut to the audience, and the kids in the other audience were like, Grown Ups, man, is that not a franchise that I particularly like? Not a lot of people do like it, but I will say I don't think it's a kids movie either. Like, I don't know why that felt very, like, blatant promotion-y. I mean, all of the presenters and stuff were in something recently or have something recently come up, and they'll mention that, you know, from Frozen, here's the lady who played Anna, you know. And that's fine, whatever. But Chris Rock really seemed to want to be pushing, you know, it really did feel just like an extended advertisement for Grown Ups 3 when he was there. But not so much as Transformers, which we'll get into. But anyway, so yeah, the kids didn't seem too responded to it, which was funny. So the award that Chris Rock gave out was favorite female actress, I believe, which was Ariana Grande, Cat from Sam and Cat, and I really liked her orange dress, by the way. Like, I don't know, I thought it was really cool, very fitting for the night. So she goes up, and first of all, I'm stunned that she has a real voice. I think I've actually heard it before, and I think I've made that joke before. But yeah, she doesn't sound like Cat entirely, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, I'm always amazed to hear her actual voice. So she goes up and she says thanks, and she goes, sits down, and then, like, Chris Rock goes to say something else. Like, he's saying, like, oh, but that's not all that, and then he, like, stops. And then it was like, oh, and well, this is live TV. And then Ariana comes back on stage, and she's like, was I supposed to stay here? Is there something? And he's like, yeah. Like, there's this really awkward moment that goes on. Something clearly went wrong. And then he goes on, and he's like, oh, and, you know, favorite male actor. And then whoever wins that guy comes up on stage. And meanwhile, Chris Rock and Ariana are, like, standing awkwardly in the background. Because, yeah, Ariana's like, do you need me for something? Like, what's going on? And it's pretty funny. There's clearly something that went wrong there. I'd be interested in looking back and rewatching it and seeing exactly what happened there, because something not right. But funny moment nonetheless, for me at least. Oh yeah, there were 3 musical performances actually. I forgot that that Aloe Black guy. That's his name, right? Yeah. But he had the songs, that whole "Wake Me Up When It's All Over and I'm Wiser," and I hate that song. And this is the thing, because like for kids my age, or for 20 somethings my age, well, not me, but they use it as like an anthem, like a big party anthem. When I used to have roommates, they would blast that song on repeat like non-stop. It's a good song, but holy cow, do kids my age love to play that song over and over again. So I was just kind of sick of hearing it at this point. And really, I guess that's it too. Like, that performance wasn't really needed. Like, the opening performance was good, and I like the closing performance. Like, it was a cool song, and it was definitely like a wind down, end of show song. But Aloe's performance really didn't need to be there, to be honest. Nothing wrong with it, but you could have saved more time in your show for awards. Okay, so I really liked Will Arnett. He was a presenter. He was cool guy. From the future. Sam and Cat, one favorite show, obviously, and the kid that plays Dice on the show, he gave a really good speech. I'm impressed. He doesn't look like he's too old, but it was really well worded, and stuff, and he wasn't like reading off anything or anything like that. So then after that, like, all of a sudden they were like, oh, and famous Nick alumni Kenan Thompson is here. Well, not actually here, but he's on, simulcast, because he's from he's on SNL and all that. And yeah, it cuts to him on webcam, and he's all like, hey there, I wish I could be here, but you know what? For the most honorable person award, or whatever that award's name is, we're presenting it to Dan Schneider. And then then they throw it over to Kel, who is in the studio. Kel's on stage, right? And then all of a sudden, like, all of these actors that were in all of these Dan Schneider shows, representing all of these shows, like from Kel to they call up both Drake and Josh, and it's cool to see that they're together and kind of palling around, buddy and all that. We get to see most of Victorious's cast, most of iCarly's. Well, yeah, we get to see Gibby and Nathan Kress. Jeanette McCurdy wasn't there for some reason. Neither was Miranda Cosgrove. But like, everyone else was there, and a ton of people were there. Obviously, Amanda wasn't there. And I don't know if anyone from all that, aside from Kel. But regardless, like, a ton of these people come up on stage, and they're all talking about how much they love Dan Schneider, and how much he's done for them and everything. And, as much as if you saw my Sam and Cat rant, as much as I'm saying that, like, I'm kind of getting sick of his shtick, the dude has been keeping Nickelodeon afloat, and it's really cool to see Nick kind of honor him, because, I mean, he's been producing shows for them for decades now. Multiple decades. He's been producing shows for them. Multiple, like, at least probably like 10 shows too. And Kel mentioned Good Burger. He's like, I wanna say a line, my favorite line that Dan ever wrote for me. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? And they mentioned like spaghetti tacos and just all these references and stuff. But anyway, I do have so much respect for Dan. I do think that he is a really great writer and has done a lot for children's television, live action television. Like, seriously, thumbs up to him. I'm glad to see him win the award, and he comes up and he gives such a great speech, and the man is truly moved too. Like, he's almost crying there. Like, he's a good guy. He's great. I'm glad for what he's done with the network, and I'm glad that he's being honored. I'm glad that it was such a crazy, like, crossover to see all of these people up on the stage, and this thing took up a good like 10-15 minutes. But you know what? It's all right, because it's earned it. Like, this guy has, like I said, Nickelodeon wouldn't have live action block without him. There are other shows that Nick has produced that hasn't involved him, but really, all of their most successful live action shows come from his mind. So hey, great for him. Continuing onwards. Oh yeah, I noticed Tom Kenny wasn't the announcer. There was no announcer this year, which is a little bit weird. They had people at the mosh pit or whatever, like at the booth, talking before and after breaks, but they didn't have Tom Kenny to like open up the show or close out the show or anything like that. It did feel a little strange. So yeah, Mark Wahlberg is in Transformers. Yay. I hate that franchise so much. Not the entire franchise, just the movie franchise. Especially that they're, what, this is like the 4th or 5th one or something? Like, give it up, man. But there was a whole shtick with Optimus Prime coming on the screen and everything, and I think actually they even timed something wrong, because Optimus Prime was supposed to shoot one of the people with slime, and the slime happened before Optimus got out his gun or whatever. Little bit weird, a little bit bad timing, and yeah, felt very, very product placement-y. Like, I get it that they have to put these product placements in here, but you could try to integrate them a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, at least they didn't have any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come out. That movie doesn't look good. So David Blaine, the magician, comes out, and Andy Samberg's there too, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a stunt, but I only have this deck of cards." And Andy Samberg's like, "Well, how about slime?" And then he gets slimed on the head, and like his head disappears, and it comes out his stomach, and he gets slimed on the stomach, and his head pops back, or no, he like disappears behind the back of the stage or something like that. It was like a 30-second bit. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. It was cool. It looked cool, but it was really fast. Like, they advertised him being there, and it was just like, pew. Again, could have dealt without like the other musical performance or all of the shtick about, "Hi, you can't slime me," or even a lot of the awkward pauses and stuff. I mean, a lot of the banter between the people giving the awards away felt very unrehearsed and very on the fly, which is, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to get that's part of the fun of live TV, but at the same time, you could have truncated a little bit of that. So yeah. Oh, and Robert Downey Jr. Comes up to accept the award for butt kicker, cause he won, cause he's awesome. And the dude, like, this guy is pretty much Iron Man. Like, you look like, just the way his presence and everything, and the way he went up there, and he's got the sunglasses, and just, he's really cool. I really like him, and I like how he mentioned, I think he suffered from like drug use or alcoholism or something in the past, but he's like, I didn't know it was used to be this much of a butt kicker. Like, life used to kick my butt, until one day I decided to stand up and kick life's butt right in the face. He says something like that, and it's really sweet. And he comes off as so confident, but also kind of genuine at the same time. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go film Avengers 2: Rise of Ultron. Be back later." And I mean, like, that didn't feel like a product placement. That felt just like an awesome teaser. Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, the people want to know about the second Avengers movie. Like, they want it to come out. Here's my people-pleasing moment." Like, it didn't feel like product placement. It felt like, yeah, this is what you guys want to see. Not Grown Ups 3. Oh yeah, so there was this weird thing where you could vote on 2 celebrity singer peoples that I didn't know, which one of them would get slimed live. But then there was a surprise third option to slime them both. So of course everyone voted for the option to slime them both, because why wouldn't you? I don't know. Like, unless you genuinely didn't like one of them and wanted the other one to get slimed, and be like, "Ha, you didn't get slimed." But yeah, I didn't really understand why that was even a voting thing. Probably just to try and give more interactivity. The slime rodeo stunt was actually really cool. Like, I thought it was gonna be lame, but like, the people riding on these hoses and like with little horsies on them, and like the hoses were spraying out slime, and like they were shooting each other and spinning around. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked like the guys doing it had a lot of fun, and it genuinely looked cool. So that was cool, and it's at that point that I started thinking, and this is how you know I'm like starting to get into the actual industry, or where my internship's gonna be next year. I was thinking to myself, I wonder who has to clean the cameras, right? Because those cameras get covered in slime. You gotta wipe that stuff down and everything, like, I wonder what poor intern somewhere they make do that. And yeah, I like the last song. It felt very nice to close out the ceremony. Although the ending did feel a little bit rushed, but they were like 2 minutes over, I think. But yeah, so that was the Kids' Choice Awards 2014. What did I think? I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, it bugs me that the awards didn't get announced, even most of them. But other than that, I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. Like, as much as I like to critique it and make fun of it, it is still a wonderful tradition, and I'm very glad that Nickelodeon keeps it up, because you can tell it's something that the kids really love. You can tell it's something that's working for them, because they do a lot of premieres around it. They do a lot of teasers and promotional stuff in the commercials. They work really hard on it, and they do a lot of stunts and stuff, and you can tell that both the kids and the people running the show, they really do have fun with it, and they really are enjoying it, and I enjoyed it. You know, there are flaws, of course. There's stuff to make fun of, and yeah, they seem to be trying to capture the YOLO swag of today's youth with the weird cats with the striped sunglasses and all that sort of thing. But they're trying, and really they produce a pretty good award show. I don't like watching any other award show. At least this one gets celebrities slimed. I mean, really, that's still really funny. It takes a lot of self-awareness and like lack of ego and all that sort of thing to be a celebrity, to come on here, to risk getting slimed, right? Like, it takes a lot. You know, you really have to be having fun with it. You can't be this super serious, boring guy to come up there and get slimed. Like, you know, the celebrities that do go to this and run it and all that, like, they really do care, and they really do want to have fun, even though there is product placement involved. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. Pieguyrulz, out.